So good morning, everyone. So we continue with the topic of Doppler, which I think is a kind of fun topic. It's fun because it's only one formula. So just making use of one formula. Okay, so what we had done about Doppler, if source emits sound of a particular frequency, if either source or the observer or both of them, if they move, the observed frequency is different from emitted frequency, and we come up with a simple formula. There's one formula. I hope I'm not writing the formula again. I assume all of you will understand that formula, remember that formula. Let's look at some more application of that formula. And this is a kind of common thing you can observe also. Just read this question here, and let's see what you have understood from this. A whistling engine. So those who go to railway station, you might have observed. So when it's standing on the platform, when the train comes and the engine comes towards you and crosses you, it goes to other side. So then the ratio of frequency heard by the observer as engine approaches and recedes. Okay, and so when it crosses, before it crosses you, it is approaching you and then it's going further away. Recedes means it goes further away. So what is the ratio of frequency? How would you calculate here? So there are two frequencies involved. One case engine is coming towards you, engine being the source. One case source is approaching towards observer. And second case the receiving is source is moving away. So what will happen? Two cases, the frequencies will be different and we need to find those frequencies. So this is how it is, it's an engine. So this is something is approaching. And what is the speed here? The Vs is given as 110 meter per second. And this is where observer is. And what we are assuming here, almost observer is almost on the line of motion of source, very close to it. So the first case is it will appear like this. In this case, observer is at rest. So in my VO formula is VO is 0 and VS sign will not change. It's moving towards the observer. So this is something the sign will remain unchanged. So that's one part. And the second part here, so we'll calculate first frequency F1 here, frequency of approach. And when it is crossing, it will appear something like this. The engine will be moving away. The same speed, but it's moving away. And in this case, since it is moving away, we'll reverse the sign of Vs in the formula. And this will be your frequency observed when it is receding away. Can we write those terms here? It should be simple enough. What is the frequency observed here? Or apparent frequency is equal to actual frequency. It is O observer comes in the observer comes first, V plus VO. And in the denominator negative, V minus Vs. That's a formula. So when we apply first case is when it is approaching. When it is approaching, observer speed is 0 anyway. When it is approaching, no need to, since source is moving towards, no need to change the sign. So this will be equal to F0 V divided by V minus Vs. You can easily substitute and get the value. And second part, when it is receding, what change will take place? In this case, when receding, it is F0. Since source is moving away, not towards, we have to reverse the sign here. It will become V divided V plus Vs. So we'll get two frequencies and we need to find the ratio of frequencies, which is fairly simple to solve while approaching. While approaching, we'll see this frequency is higher than actual frequency. So the pitch of the sound, what we'll hear, or frequency of the sound, what we'll hear, will be higher than actual frequency of sound emitted. And while receding, it will have lower frequency. And you have to calculate the ratio. The ratio is fairly simple to find. Okay, so this part all of you can solve. This is part from the book, and you can check your answer also on the book. But this is fairly simple question. Okay, and we can have slight variation of the question. And there's one more question which is similar to this. The other question is like this. See whether this question, yeah, I can put the value, you can solve. This question is even easier to solve here. Read this question here. Difference between apparent frequencies of a source sound perceived by a stationary observer during its approach and recession is 2%. So here also we calculate whether this is the difference frequency. There are three frequencies involved. There's a frequency which is actually emitted. There's a frequency of approach. And there's a frequency when the source is moving away. And why we should understand by now, when it is approaching, this is greater than F0. If you have to arrange these frequencies in increasing order, lowest will be FR, greater than that will be equal to FO, and frequency of approach will be the highest. So what is asking here, as pursued is during approach and recession. So it says is of course this frequency compared to this frequency is higher by 2%. So how can we solve this question quickly? Can someone think we can solve this question a little more detailed way also? But since this number is small, can anyone think of without any calculation, a quick way of finding an answer? 2%. So this difference between the two is 2%. So what it says, FA is 2% higher than FR. Can anyone think of a very quick way of solving? 1%. So let me ask a different way. Suppose V is the speed of sound. If Vs is equal to 1% of V, 1% of V, it is equal to 0.01 V. In that case, what will be the change in frequency? If you look at the formula I mentioned earlier also, if this speed is 1%, change in frequency also is 1%. So in this case, what will happen in both the cases, since the numbers are small, both these changes will be equal. Both the changes, let's look at this, what is FO will be equal to. Let me write here. So let's see that. To me, it appears very simple. If the change is 2%, actually what is happening, while approach frequency is increasing by 1%, and whatever increase is happening here, since the numbers are small, here it is increase in 1% over actual frequency. Here it is a decrease of 1% over actual frequency. That's why we find the difference in frequency is 2%. So the increase in frequency is 1%. 1% increase in frequency happens when the velocity is 1% of speed of sound. So what has to be the speed of source? The speed of source has to be 1% of this. 1% of this is roughly 3.4 meter per second. That should be my answer. But can we mathematically also arrive at this number? See, how many of you understood this logic? Does it make sense to how many think that this makes easy sense? And how many can find a proof of this, what I said? Just raise your hand. How many are following what I'm saying now? Good. Good. So okay, I'm happy at least some of you. And you can do it in very step by step also, but that's a more laborious way. And I'm just dealing with a simple thing. How would that happen? And those who are interested, try and find out a proof also. If somebody is not getting a proof, I will maybe work session when we get time, I'll explain. So whenever change is small, so I think this we can keep in mind. Whenever speed of source or observer is small compared to speed of sound, what we mean is small, less than 10%. So change in frequency also will be in same percentage term as the speed of source or observer is in relation to speed of sound. So this was pretty simple, and this question has actually come in mains also. Now coming to this previous case, what we had done, previous case, the source was crossing an observer. This is also similar here, a moving observer crossing a source at rest. Here also we are assuming this velocity direction, the velocity is along the line journeying to. So if the person is moving like this and source is lying along the line of motion, very close to it. So velocity of approach, angle of approach is almost zero. So here also same thing. So what will happen? Previous case, the source was approaching the observer. Here, observer is approaching the source. Is something like this. If an ambulance is standing on by the side of the road, ambulance is having the siren on. So if you are passing by a car, so when you are approaching the ambulance, you will hear a frequency which will be higher than frequency of sound emitted by the ambulance siren. But as soon as you cross the ambulance, suddenly you notice the frequency has changed. Suddenly you notice the frequency has changed. So here this frequency will be higher, this frequency will be lower. So this also is a very similar question, and this is how it is moving initially. The first case, when it is approaching, this is approach case. While approaching, in this case, Vs is 0. Approach comes in the numerator. The first case, since the observer is moving towards source, no change in the sign, V plus VO, while approaching, higher pitch. And this is the case what will happen after it has crossed. Okay, it's moving away. Since it is velocity is moving away, we need to reverse this sign here. It will become minus. So this is while receding. It will have a lower pitch. Okay. So both cases look pretty similar. Previous one also. Here also, suppose what will happen. So here also we find, suppose a change in frequency. While change in frequency, which is equal to frequency while approaching minus frequency while going away. And if we change in frequency compared to original frequency, if it is 4%, what does it mean? If change in frequency divided by original frequency, if it is 4%, what does this imply mean? Some of you raised this hand. Shia, can you tell me what does this imply? If change in frequency is 4%.
Velocity also changes by 4%.
Velocity also, velocity is velocity. So does it mean if the speed of sound is 300 meter per second, does it imply that velocity of VO also is 4% of 300, which is 12 meter per second? Is that what it implies? See, if the change is 4% and there is an actual frequency, if I say, let me again tell you now, I think this, some of you are not clear. Suppose this frequency is 400 hertz. Okay. So what will happen when I'm approaching? If a change is 4%, during this approach, it will be plus 2%. And after crossing, it will become minus 2%. Shreya, are you clear? So when it is plus 2% means what? It has become equal to 400. Plus 2% of this is what? 408. And
Yes,
when it becomes, right. So here the change is 2%. And here the change is positive 2%, here the change is negative 2%. Why this is so? Because in this case also we can easily understand this part here. What is, if I can write this expression, it is equal to F naught 1 plus V naught by V. And here this will be equal to F naught 1 minus V naught by V. So whatever increase is happening, same decrease is happening. So if the total change is 4%, 2% here, 2% here. If increase in frequency is 2%, is because the speed of observer also is 2% of the speed of sound. What is 2%? It has to be not 12, it has to be equal to 2% of this is 6 meter per second. Shreya, is this understood now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this we can use. So another question comes, the previous, we have done 2 cases today. One case, source was in motion. Second case, observer in motion. So suppose it's a source crossing an observer or observer crossing a source. Let's take a case, in both cases, both have same speed. Source have a speed of something like, we'll not take a small speed. Suppose source has a speed of 0.3 V. It means source is traveling at a speed which is 30% of speed of sound. And here observer also has same speed. And both cases frequency of source is same. Will it produce identical change in frequency both cases, or will it not produce identical change? Will the frequencies observed in both cases be identical or not identical? Would anybody like to answer this?
So it will be identical when the speed is like less than
Yeah.
10% of the speed of
Yes, if the speed is small, you will find because it's coming in the denominator. Okay,
yes.
so this is something, if the speed is small, it would have been identical. But the speed is 0.3 V, it will not come identical. And you can actually substitute and find out. It will not be the same. Okay. Coming to question, another way to, we can hear something like this Doppler effect. And we'll see later, this kind of principle is also used in what you call as radar. We'll come to radar later. See, this is sound source is approaching a sound reflecting wall. So typically all the surfaces do reflect sound. More smooth the surface is, better the reflection is. And we hear the reflection in form of echo. Echo is nothing, but whatever sound wave you create, it goes back and comes back. And if the time interval between the sound what you create and the sound what you receive after reflection, if time interval is large enough, we can hear an echo. Inside a room, if you face the wall, you shout, you don't hear an echo. But some of those who might have tried, some of the places, some hill stations and all, where there's a kind of another mountain, you shout, you hear an echo back. Why is it that inside a room you don't hear an echo, when you go in a mountain or in a hill station, you hear echo? Because here the time is too short. If the distance is small, very quickly it comes back. So it overlaps with the original sound. Your mind cannot distinguish between original sound and the echo sound. There has to be significant time interval, so roughly at least about 1/10 of a second. Then only you can hear the echo. Right. So as a sound source is approaching a sound reflecting wall. So it's a car which has a for some reason this driver has put his hand on the hand is there on the steering, but it's also there on the horn. So continuously horn is on. The horn also is something, a source of a constant frequency. Let the frequency be f0, and this is velocity it is moving. So what will happen here? It will create sound waves. Sound waves will be received or it will be incident on the surface. And what is the frequency of sound which will be incident on the surface? The frequency of sound which will be incident on the wall would be same as frequency of sound which have been observed had a person been standing here. Is it not? It doesn't differentiate whether there's a wall or there's a person here. So the frequency which will be incident on the wall will not be same as f0. It will have certain other frequency. So there's certain frequency received by the wall, which would be same if there was an observer here. And whatever frequency of sound which is received here, when it reflection means what? Reflection means the wall becomes a source of a sound, of a reflected sound. So this wall will do two things. It will receive a sound of particular frequency, and then it will reflect back the sound of same frequency. So when it reflects back, so whatever frequency which is incident, same frequency is reflected, and the sound source travels again. And if a person is sitting in the car, he may also hear the sound of reflected horn. So what is the frequency? Can we find out what is the frequency a person sitting in the car will observe after reflection from the wall? We'll solve in 2 steps. I hope this logic is clear. First, what will happen when we're talking about this? Whatever frequency is emitted by a moving source, this sound waves will be incident on the wall. The frequency will not be same here because wavelength will change. Sound source wavelength is changing sound, and here say the frequency also will change. And whatever frequency is incident on the wall, same frequency getting reflected. So in the second part, the wall becomes a source and person sitting in the car becomes the observer. So we'll solve in 2 steps. Okay. Second part, wall acts as a source. So let's do that part here. While approaching, frequency incident on the wall, it's pretty simple. Observer is at rest, source is in motion. And since source is moving towards the wall, no need to change the sign. Only thing what we have done, we have removed VO. So this is the frequency which is incident on the wall, and the same frequency is reflected by the wall. This wall will become a source of frequency, not f0, it will become frequency of f. So if we have to represent in form of a figure, this is what it would look like. This is the first step when this acts as a source, this acts as an observer. Now this becomes the source and this becomes the observer. And when this is something what will look like a source, and what will the frequency of this source? This frequency will not be f0 here. This frequency will be this term. This frequency what we calculated. This so sound wave sent back by the wall will have same frequency as the frequency of sound waves which are incident on the wall. So this becomes the source. Now again we apply the formula. This is the source and this is the observer. And observer is moving at velocity VO, which is same as Vs. If see, suppose there's a different car also, there are 2 cars here. It could be a different car also which is moving at VO. What is the frequency this person is observed? So I'm taking a general case where VO is not necessarily equal to Vs. If same person hears, it will VO will be Vs. If it is not equal also, still we can same principles apply. So what is the formula? This also becomes very simple. What is the frequency heard after reflection? This becomes source. We use the same formula. Now here this is observer velocity, source is at rest, but which frequency we'll use here? Not FO, not this FO, we have to use this becomes my FO dash. This is the frequency emitted by source. So I'll substitute this value FO dash here. If I substitute this one, this is the expression what we get here. FO dash we substitute, VV term gets cancelled. So what is left is original frequency emitted by source, V plus VO, V minus Vs. And if observer is sitting in the same car, V will become Vs. If there are 2 cars, one car is creating sound and observer is sitting in another car moving with the velocity VO, will have different values. But this thing, what he had done here, we can take a simpler case also. Yeah, we had solved in 2 steps, and it's possible to combine 2 steps into one. How do we combine 2 steps into one? See, the echo is a reflection. This is something, it creates sound coming in the other direction. And if you imagine, this is something like mirror also. If the car is moving like this, it creates an image of car moving in this direction. So suppose in this case also, if we assume an imaginary car, which is a mirror image, and this car is moving at same speed, but in the opposite direction as the source. So we can assume the source to be mirror image of the source whenever reflection is involved. And then we can solve the question. So both the things are same. So we can take a sound coming from after reflection from wall as echo is equivalent to sound coming from image of the car. So in this case also, so if this is image, if I take the previous case, since this car was moving the speed Vs, this also has to move the velocity Vs. And this observer, this car may be different, this is moving at VO. What would have been this minute? So this becomes the case. We combine 2 steps into one. So source and observer both are in state of motion. And again, if you write the formula, we come to the same formula. So whenever reflection from a wall is involved, either we can think of 2 steps or we can think of a source being a mirror image of whatever source is creating sound, mirror image. So basically speed becomes reverse.
So,
Yes.
so when we consider like it as a mirror image, shouldn't the speed be equal, sir?
No, but see, I think okay. Let me repeat this point. I have taken more general case. Let me again. I will tell you what I mean here. See, there are 2 ways for questions can be when there's only one car. So who's the observer? The source also is this car, and a frequency is observed by a driver sitting in the car. In that case, of course, VO and VS are equal. I'm taking a more general case. What happens if there are 2 cars? Okay, so this car is moving velocity Vs, this car is moving velocity Vo. And this car is emitting sound of frequency F naught. What is the frequency observed by somebody who is not traveling in the different speed? Are you getting my point now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I have taken a more general case. So even if observer is sitting in the same car, it will become equal. If observer is either at rest or observer is moving opposite direction, all those things cases also this becomes valid. Is this clear now?
Yes, sir.
No, so we can have another case. What is the other case? You will come to that part also. Okay, we'll come to that part also. So it could be a rest or something else. So we have taken more general case. So what will happen in this case? Let's take up. Suppose the person, if both are equal. So driver in the car, if VO is equal to VS, means there was only one car. So the person sitting here, there's only one car here. He'll hear 2 sounds. Which are the 2 sounds now? Tell me, Avrup, which are the 2 sounds he will hear, the person sitting in the car? One directly coming from the siren and one coming from the
reflected.
Yes. Now there are 2 sources, and these 2 sources are of nearly equal frequency. This may give rise to beat phenomena. Beat phenomena, you have to have 2 frequencies. One frequency, original frequency is sound emitted by the car, and second is on reflection. So we'll have what the driver in the car will observe beat of frequency. This is F dash observed minus F naught, and this is the beat frequency it will observe. And we can calculate, if we can calculate this frequency here, the difference of the 2, of course, this frequency will be higher, and we can have a beat frequency. For example, if I have to calculate very quickly, if speed of sound is, can we calculate here? If frequency is 500 hertz, okay, and speed of sound is 350 meter per second, and car is moving at the speed of 7 meter per second. Can you calculate what is the beat frequency? Can anyone calculate beat frequency without putting pen to paper? What is the beat frequency we'll observe here? What is the beat frequency? So what I notice here is speed of the source is 2% of the speed of sound. So when the speed of source is 2%, the frequency which is incident on the wall also will be higher by 2%. And then again, when observer is sitting in the car, moving the speed of again to 2% of the speed of sound. So further there's increase of 2%. So there will be total increase of 4% in the frequency. So observed frequency will be higher by 4% as the speed is 2%. So 4% increase here. What is the 4% increase? Observed frequency will be equal to 520. So what is the beat frequency? Beat frequency is 20. But can we hear beat frequency at 20? See, some of you know, Bagel just briefly mentioned. See, there's something called persistence effect. Persistence effect is, okay, but I think persistence effect is something like whatever sound note we hear, our mind, if we make a tick, tuck, tuck, tuck sound, if I strike, suppose there's a piece of metal, I'm striking with something like a tiny little hammer. If we strike 4 times in a second, so I'm creating sound of frequency. If I strike it 4 times in a second, our mind can distinguish between all 4 strikes. Okay, but if the frequency becomes too large, it becomes sound becomes like a continuous sound. So anything which has frequency of more than 10, our sound persists for a period of 1/10 of a second. If beat frequency is more than 10, we cannot discern. We cannot discern the increase and decrease in the loudness. So what is the maximum beat frequency our mind can distinguish or resolve or differentiate? That is roughly about 10 beat frequency. More than 10, will not be able to, our mind will not be able to spot or discern that beat frequency. So sometimes the question may come, but actual beat frequency, what we can distinguish is about 10. So here it will be 20. So would we be able to discern that one? No, we may not be able to discern. Let's see if this is this case here. So in this case, again, there's a wall here. There's a car moving in this velocity Vs. It is emitting sound of frequency F0. And there's an observer here standing here, observer at rest here. This observer, is he going to hear one frequency or 2 frequency? For this observer, are this one source or 2 sources? This observer, would he hear sound from 2 sources or will he hear sound only from 1 source?
He'll hear only one frequency, right, sir?
No, but why will he hear sound from 2 sources? First, we'll see, are there 2 sources? And if there are 2 sources, we'll figure out frequency of each one of them. Tell me, are there 2 sources, first of all?
One is the reflected one and one is directly from the car.
So we hear, so whenever observer is at rest between source and the wall, he will hear some sound coming directly from the car. And he will also hear sound coming after reflection from the wall. So there we identify here, whenever something is like there. So there are 2 ways. He will hear some sound coming from this side. He will also sense some sound coming from other side also on reflection. So question is, this also will have certain frequency F1 and this may have certain frequency F2. Can we calculate both the frequencies here? And can we check whether frequencies are same or different? Is it possible to check? So if we have to, this is Vs, this is F0, speed of sound is V, all cases. What will be F1 here? F1 indicates what? Frequency directly from moving car. What will that frequency here? I have used the formula F is equal to F0, V plus VO, V minus Vs. But in this case, observer is at rest. Only source is in motion. Source is moving towards, hence there's no need to change the sign. So F1 will be equal to F0, V divided by V minus Vs. Thus, we have calculated frequency of sound directly heard from the source. Now I have to calculate F2, echo sound. So first I need to calculate F2. What is the frequency received by the wall? What is the frequency received by the wall? The wall is like an observer. What is the frequency? That's one way I can solve. Then I'll come to second method also. What is the frequency received by the wall? Wall becomes observer. So this frequency also, it is, if you calculate here, frequency on the wall, let me call FW here. What is the frequency which is incident on the wall? If you see, actually the wall also is identical as this person here. So this also actually will be equal to F1, will be equal to F0, V divided by V minus Vs. And then what will happen? The wall becomes a source of frequency F1. So what is the frequency which person will observe? Now wall is also rest, person is also rest. So this person will observe on reflection, he will observe a frequency which is same as a frequency which is incident on the wall. So F2 will be equal to frequency of sound incident on the wall, which is equal to F1, which is equal to F0 V minus Vs. So both the frequency what he'll hear will be of same frequency, which we could have easily otherwise also figured out. So will he hear beats phenomena? He will not hear beats phenomena. Bhagyashree,
Yes, sir.
you are hearing only one thing, or you are also listening two things now?
Hearing only one thing, sir.
One thing. And what is going into the head is nothing or something.
Something, sir.
Something is not zero.
Oh, sir, it's not zero.
Not zero. Okay. So have you understood this? What I said?
Yes, sir.
Or do you want me to repeat something?
No, sir, it's understood.
Understood. Okay. So this. So can we do any other way? I just said this frequency F2. We could have calculated in slightly different way. What is the second method I had in mind, Bhagyashree? Can you read my mind and tell me? Just now I said, no, this frequency F2. What is F2 indicates? F2 is the frequency this observer will hear
From the wall.
From the wall. So what is there just now in the some 10 minutes back, did we discuss whenever this reflection involved, we can do something else also? No, so if we do something, whenever reflection is involved, we can also think of rather doing these two steps. What we could have done here, we could have taken a reflection. We could have assumed the car to be approaching with the speed of Vs. And one step same way. That's what the reflection means. No, so this also, if I do same thing, I'll arrive at this. So either I do in this method, or I take the reflection of the wall in the wall, and the car will, the direction also reverse. If this becomes the source is moving towards the observer. Again, as substitute, I get the same formula. So in this case, if the person is standing between car and the wall, he will hear two sound notes, but so two sound notes will be of same frequency. Hence, there's no beats phenomena. Okay. Pranav? Pranav is there or not there in the class? Huh? Okay, doesn't matter. So let's move on to that. Two sources from car and echo from the wall, and we can use image of the car also. That's what we have done. Will there be beats? We have figured out no beats now. It's not beating. Right. We could have taken this image kind of thing. And that's what he had in mind. That's what he's mentioning. Now, question is, now we have one more observer. Who is this person now again? This one person is standing in the front. There's one person is standing behind the car here. This is another observer here. Okay. And this observer, okay. What are the, will this observer also hear two sound notes, or he will hear only one sound note? This observer also will hear two sound notes, but will he hear beat frequency? Now, Abhi, tell me, will this observer hear beat frequency or not?
Yes, sir, because one source is moving away from him, one is moving towards him.
Very good answer. I'm very happy. So what happens here, if I look at the echo, one source is coming from this car, which is moving away. One other source is, because of reflection, is coming from the reflection of this car. So this is the, if I remove this wall here, if I remove this wall, I can place this mirror image of the car moving with the velocity Vs. One sound is coming from this, which is moving away. Other sound is coming, which is moving towards. Since the directions are opposite, he will hear a beat frequency. What will the frequency in this case? In this case, directly coming from here, again, I use the formula F is equal to, if the source is emitting frequency of F0, F will be equal to F0, V plus VO, V minus Vs. This part is zero, observer is at rest. and source is moving in the away. So it is not towards, I have to reverse this sign. So this was my original formula. If I apply in this case, it will become V divided by V plus Vs. Thus the frequency will hear directly from this car. From this car, he'll hear, this is the first one directly from the car. And the second frequency on reflection will be equal to F naught V minus Vs. So what will be the beat frequency here? The person is standing behind the car will hear the beats. Yes, he will hear the beats. And what will be the beat frequency? The difference between the two. So beat frequency will be equal to frequency from the reflected source minus frequency of the direct source, which will be equal to F naught V divided by V minus Vs minus V divided by V plus Vs.
Sir,
Yes.
but the horn is not a unidirectional source, right, sir?
Pardon me?
The horn.
Sound is something like mounted on the car top. It is emitting sound in all directions. The source is not that is something. This sound anyway, it has a tendency to spread out in all directions. So we are assuming the source is emitting sound in all three-dimensional space, but we are concerned only about a line motion with line which connects the source, wall, and the observer.
Yes, sir.
Is this any doubt on this so far? Okay. This is where we beat some. So what is this echo frequency? Echo frequency observed by person at rest will be equal to frequency on this. So echo frequency, whenever person stands in the rest, I think this is very easy to understand. Echo frequency observed by person at rest will be same as frequency which is incident on the wall. Okay, now coming to direction of motion is not along the line joining the source and the observer. And this is a typical scenario. Say something like this. This is something you are in the helicopter. This is called a helicopter view or view from the top. So this is a typical road junction. Road junction is a perpendicular road junction. So one car is approaching in this direction, other car is approaching in this direction. So if one car blows horn, the other person will hear, and he will hear a frequency which is different because both are in motion. So we can do that. In that case, only thing what happens, this is the direction of what is the red line here? The red line is line joining two objects, line joining source and object. And so, but velocities are like this. Velocities here. Velocity of first car makes an angle θ1 with the line joining 2. And velocity of second car V2 makes an angle θ2. So in that case, what we need to do, as I mentioned earlier also, so this case, we can take equivalent to something like this. So if I redraw the figure here, for the purpose of calculation of Doppler effect, I can take the car 1 here and car 2 here. Car 1 is component of velocity along the line joining 2. I can take this one becomes equal to Vn cos θ1. And this velocity becomes equal to V2 cos θ2. So if this person blows horn, F naught, this becomes observer. If second car blows horn, the first one becomes observer. So if first one blows horn, second one becomes observer, and we can easily substitute and fall. So let's take a question which is something like this. A car approaching a crossing at a speed of 20 meters per second sounds a horn of frequency 500 hertz when it is at a distance of 80 meters from the crossing. So again, similar figure, if I draw it, it will look something like this. So we draw a simpler version of this. This is first road. This is the second road. And this is the first car here. Car is approaching the crossing, means its direction is towards the junction. Its speed is 20 meters per second. And it emits a sound of frequency F naught is equal to 500. And what else is given? Its distance from the junction is 80 meters. Speed of sound V also is given as 330 meters per second. What is the frequency heard by an observer 60 meters from the crossing? So this is a crossing on the straight road, which is across the road at right angle. So there's another person here who's here at a distance of 60 meters from here. And this person is not at motion, this is at rest. What is the frequency observed by this person here? . So in this case also, all we need to do here, this velocity straight away we cannot apply. This is the line joining those two, source and observer. So we have to take the component of velocity along the line joining source and observer. So this becomes my line joining the two. So I need to find this angle, because then only you can find this component. What is this angle theta? This is 80 and this is 60. It means this angle is 37 degree. So if I take the component of velocity, it becomes equal to 20 cos 37. So this becomes 20 cos 37 is equal to 0.8. So this velocity becomes 16 meter per second. So what is the frequency you'll observe here? This is the source and this is the observer. Who is moving? The source is moving. So again, I get back to standard formula, apply, and easily you can solve the question. So how we can solve such question also. A similar question has not only come in mains, a similar question has come in advanced also. And yes, Saurabh.
Sir, if like both the cars are making sound, if we take both as source.
Yes, let's continue them. Then suppose I add that some part. This is handling 500, and we can change this question also. Let's see. This car also is, this is car A and this is car B. And let's see, this is moving at the speed of 30 meters per second. And this emits a sound of F naught equal to 400. If I have to, depending on what are the, okay. So this is, let's say this also is 500 frequency. The question may be, will the observer in car B observe a phenomenon of beats?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can calculate. Any difficulty in calculation?
No,
All which has to be clear. Who is the observer? Who is the source? In this case, this observer could be in car A also. It could be in car B also. But depending on whichever case is given, we define observer and source, and we take the component velocity. Easily you can solve. This is 3754. We take component. It becomes similar to this kind of question. So any question which involves this kind of thing, direction of motion not being along the line joining source and observer, we take the component of their velocities along the line joining two and solve the question in the same way we solve any typical question. Okay, rotating source. What happens if I know why this is something like giant wheel or so whatever way, or maybe somebody is going into circle. A rotating source in a circle of radius r, it is traveling the speed v, and observer is at a large distance. And so this is something what we notice, the distance of the observer compared to the radius is much larger. So what we hear in that case, and in terms of numerical, you can also write like this. This is a question there. So whistle of frequency 540 hertz. So what is the frequency here? Frequency is given. Okay, let's put this in the numbers also here. So this is a kind of source here, and it emits sounds in all direction. So depending on if the observer is here, yes, it will travel along the shortest path, depending on where the source is. Okay, so this frequency is 540 hertz. That is F naught, original frequency emitted by source. It rotates in a circle of radius 2 meters. So this radius is equal to 2 meters. And linear speed is 30 meters per second. It is rotating v is equal to a pretty fast, okay, which is rotating to 30 meters per second. What is the lowest and highest frequency heard by the observer a long distance away, at rest with respect to the center of circle? So this observer is here at a long distance at rest. Okay. So whenever we have, what is happening in this case, see, if you think of how do I define this situation in relation to what we already know, I can only define the speed of source is not changing, frequency is not changing, the direction of Vs is changing. Is it not? This question is, and different parts of motion. So whenever such thing is involved, we can break this question into small pieces. So let's take when the source is here. What happens when the source is here? Let's say it is moving in this direction. When the source is here, this is the direction of velocity. When the source is here, this is the direction of velocity. So depending on where the source is, it has different velocities. So depending on, frequency heard here will depend on which position the source was when the sound was emitted. If the source was here, it emits a sound, it takes certain time to reach here. When the sound emitted in this region reaches here, it will correspond to this direction of velocity of source. Since the velocity of source is perpendicular in this case here, if velocity of source is perpendicular, it has no component along the line joining to. Hence, effective velocity of this component becomes zero. It will have, at this point, whatever frequency it emits here, the observed frequency will be same. Now coming to where would, if I take now, okay, so this point, same thing, no change. This point also no change. Now other 2 points which are important are these two. Let me come to other 2 points here. See, when I come to when the source is here, means this is direction velocity. It is moving in what direction? It is moving the speed of 30 meters per second. So when I join here, what is this component of velocity with the line joining the two? So if I have to find component here, this is the source component here. If I join the line joining two, the source is very far. So what would be this angle here? If the distance is large. So when I draw a triangle here, this side of the triangle will be equal to 2 meters, but this side of the triangle will be very large. Theta will tend to 0. So whenever the distance is large, we can assume the position of observer with respect to the center and with respect to this point are same. So when the frequency will maximum, so at this point when the source is here, this is direction of velocity, theta is almost 0. So this is a position close to position where observed frequency will be maximum, and here the observed frequency will be minimum. So this is the case. So if I think of it, this is the source and this is the observer. Corresponding to this point, this is the direction of velocity. Corresponding to this point, this is the direction of velocity. Corresponding to this point, this is the direction of velocity. So what is happening? The velocity vector is rotating. And when would this be maximum? When velocity vector is like this, the frequency observed will be maximum. And when velocity vector is like this, it will be minimum. So what is maximum velocity speed of sound observed? So what is F max here? Pretty simple to calculate now once we understood this part. So whenever it is rotating, distance is large. Important point is what? Whenever it is rotating, is equivalent to Vs vector, velocity of the source is rotating in space. So angle theta is constantly changing. It is varying from 0 to 360. So when angle is 0, maximum frequency, angle is 180, minimum frequency, angle is 90 degree or 270 degree, observed frequency is F0. So can the apparent frequency ever be actual? Yes, it can be actual. When it is actual, when the velocity is perpendicular to almost a line joining source and observer. Shreya?
Yes, sir.
Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
What is significance of this word here? Long distance.
Theta becomes almost equal to 0.
Yes, so that's something theta becomes 0. This how source is moving. So are you hearing sound? No. Okay, good. No. Fine. Now we can have another variation. This is something, it has circular motion. We can also have some other kind of motion. Let's look at what other kind of motion. When source is undergoing SHM motion. So this is an observer here. It's a source here. What happens if source undergoing SHM motion? What will happen in case of SHM motion? Can anyone tell how would you deal with SHM motion kind of question, similar to what you had done earlier? What will happen in case of SHM motion? What will be theta in case of SHM motion? Can you tell here what will be the theta? Theta being the angle between this position of this observer and velocity vector. What will theta be in case of SHM motion? SHM motion is happening along the line joining two. What will theta value be?
0.
0.
Always 0?
Yes, sir.
Or
or 180.
0 or 180. So when it's moving towards the observer, it will be 0. When it is oscillating, its direction of velocity reverses, so it will be 0 or 180. That will be velocity. And what will happen to magnitude of speed also? It will also vary between 0 to V max, which is equal to omega A. So when would the frequency be maximum? When theta is 0 and velocity is maximum. When will the frequency be minimum? When theta is 180, velocity is maximum. And when the velocity is 0, it doesn't matter where, whatever it is, in that case, observed frequency will be f0. So what we have done here also, we have broken down this motion into small pieces since it is moving along the line. So let's understand this, how it is oscillating. Okay. In that case also, it is always, you notice here, this part is moving. Yeah, this part is 180 degree, 0 degree, 180 degree, 0 degree. And so this is something how it is same number, and you can easily calculate. So what will be the maximum frequency observed here? And maximum frequency, what will be the position of the source for maximum frequency? Where has to be the source for maximum frequency? So let's solve one. Let's take one question which is based on this concept. So it assists a motion. A girl swings on a cradle with a time period. This time period is given. Amplitude is given. Boy standing in front of her blows a whistle. So we have taken this question little reverse here. Who is oscillating? Observer is oscillating, but basic principle remains same. Boy standing in front of it blows a whistle of natural frequency 100 hertz. So here now source is here. This boy, this is boy here. Boy is blowing a 1000 hertz whistle. This source, but this girl is oscillating. It is on a swing, and this is going as such a motion. What is the minimum frequency heard by the girl? When would the girl hear minimum frequency? When the girl is moving away from the source. Towards increases the frequency, away decreases the frequency. So when it is swinging, when it is passing through the mean position, where that's where the velocity is maximum, and moving away from the source, frequency will be minimum. So what will the minimum frequency be equal to? When girl is at the mean position is swinging away. When girl is at mean position and swinging away. Basically what you are saying, when the V is max and theta is equal to 180 degree. This has to be direction velocity. Then only will it becomes. So can we calculate this value here? So what will F mean be equal to? F naught. Who is moving here? Not observer is in motion. And observer is moving away, so this will put a negative sign divided by V. So do we know these terms here? This term, this is F naught frequency emitted is 1000. Velocity of sound is given 320. What is V naught here? What is the V naught will substitute here? Where from this V naught will come? V naught is nothing but it's a system motion. So V naught maximum velocity is omega A. And what is omega here? 2 pi by T into A. Time period is given. Amplitude is given. So we can find out omega A. That will be maximum observer velocity. Gayatri?
Yes, sir.
So you're swinging, not swinging?
No, sir.
Not swinging. Eh? So if not, have you followed this question, Gayatri?
Not so clearly.
Not clearly, okay. So let it try again. Who all have followed this question? How many have followed this system question? Just raise your hand. If not many have followed, I'll just repeat this part. How many have followed properly? Shamila, Khyati. Khyati?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, this whole topic of Doppler, even before this also, have you understood 10%, 5%, 1% or 0%?
Sir, I've understood half, sir. Half
Half,
of it, not
no?
complete.
Okay, that's a very good answer. Which part is not understood? Whatever I ask is not understood. Okay, leave it aside. So see this, let's understand this question here. Have you understood previous question, Kathy?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask different parts here. Let's see, suppose this is the source here. What is this source here? And what a source means? Source is emitting sound of certain frequency, like siren. It emits sound of frequency F0. And this is where, and if I draw a straight line, connect this observer. This is where the observer is. So Kathy, tell me, if the source has a velocity Vs like this, what is the frequency I will observe at point O? Can you tell me what is the observed frequency at O? Will we observe same frequency as F0 or different frequency? Kathy?
Sir, same, sir.
Okay, nothing gone into the head then. Same is nothing is understood. Okay, Advay?
Yes, sir.
What is the frequency observed? What is the frequency observed here at point O? If source has a frequency of F0 and source is moving towards the observer at speed Vs, because they are indicated, arrow indicates direction which the source is moving. Can you tell me what is the F will be equal to?
F0 times V by V minus Vs.
Perfect. That's the correct. That's the correct. So this is the direct application of formula. Now, if I slightly change Advait, you ask, well, tell me one thing. If the velocity is Vs is not along this direction, if it is something like this, Vs is making an angle theta. What change I have to make in this formula here?
Instead of Vs, we need to put Vs cos theta.
Very good. No, so basically what we have to do, we have to take the component along the line joining to. So if angle becomes theta, so what is the theta here? Theta is the angle between the velocity and the line joining source and the observer. So this is V by V minus Vs cos theta. So if I look at this question, what is happening here? Yeah, I can understand whenever object moves in a circular path, the magnitude of velocity is not changing. What is changing? Only theta is changing. So when the source is, if source is moving like this, when the source is passing through this point, this is the direction of velocity. If this is the direction of velocity, theta is 90 degree. Hence, when you substitute theta is equal to 90 degree, it becomes F0. It will observe the same frequency. So whenever a motion which is not uniform, what are we doing here? We are dividing motion into different parts. We are taking a small time interval, what is happening. So this is a small time interval. In this small time interval, it is moving like this. During this small time interval, it is moving in this fashion. So what is happening? Once we understand direction, I can put this value of theta and find out. And then second thing I'll use here, whenever theta is 0, it becomes maximum. When theta is 180, it becomes minimum. If we understand this same thing, we apply here also. So let's apply in second case here. So second case, if I draw the figure here, so this observer here is undergoing SHM motion of amplitude A, time period T. So this is amplitude and time period is T. Right. So in this case, source also, when it is having amplitude, see what happening, let's look at this position. It may have different points of motion. It may have different theta and different velocity. Let's see. So when it starts, suppose start motion like this is the kind of motion I can show the oscillation like this. So mean position is moved towards left extreme, then again come back to mean position to the right extreme and on. So I can break this motion into different parts. During this part of the motion, it is moving, velocity direction is this, and velocity is maximum. In this case, theta is 0 and V is maximum. When the observer comes here, what is the velocity at the extreme point? Here the VO becomes equal to 0. Similarly, again, when it oscillated, when it reaches this region here, again the mean position, again it reaches maximum velocity. But now maximum velocity is away. maximum velocity is theta is 180 degree. Again here, by this time velocity becomes 0. Again it comes here, it comes Vm. So when you have to observe this motion, whenever a non-uniform motion is happening, we can break the motion into small parts and analyze for each part. So the part, this is when observer is at the mean position and moving towards the source. Velocity is maximum, theta is 0, observed frequency is maximum. So this part of motion, observed frequency is maximum, and this part of motion, observed frequency is minimum. Okay, I think that's almost the time we had. So I'll stop here. So anybody has any question, you can stay back and ask. Otherwise,